Good afternoon, viewers at home. You're very much welcome to Student Hour Corper for this week. As I've always said, that this is a student-oriented program organized as a personal community development program under the NYSC scheme, in collaboration with Abubakar Television. We want to appreciate the management team of Abubakar Television under the leadership of Ajasa Ibrahim, and also the management team of the National Youth Service Corps, particularly in Kano State, headed by Mr. Hayal Sanusi, here in Kano State, the state coordinator. I want to appreciate him, and I want to appreciate the Secondary School Management Board and the Ministry of Education for the various assistances they've always rendered for this program to be on. Well, my name is Adeleke Adedoye, Corper in Kano State. On this program, every week we see to the overall academic welfare of our students, particularly in Kano State and even beyond. In the last few weeks, we've been looking into different areas of career. We see that as education is a means in itself. I mean, it's not a means in itself. It's not an end in itself. It's only a means to an end. So we've been looking at the end of education. But this week, we want to look at the means itself. We want to look at the education, the concept of education in itself. And we discover that on several occasions, many a times, when we look at national issues, we bother so much about government. When we have an issue, is government not doing this, government not doing that? Is there a role that non-governmental stakeholders can play in nation building, particularly in education? When we look at it, there is the primary school education system, there is secondary school education system, there is the tertiary school education system. But where does individuals fit in? Should we just depend on government for everything to assist our students, to see that our nation is built through education? That is what we're looking at this afternoon. And in essence, we'll be looking at the relevance of non-governmental stakeholders in nation building, particularly in education. And to do justice to that, we have some guests here in the house who, on their own part, have been contributing immensely, not depending on government. They have been contributing immensely on their own part to the academic welfare of students here in Kano State. Please join me to welcome the representative of Al-Ansar Development Association. You are welcome, sir. Thank you very much. I want to introduce yourself to our viewers at home.
My name is Muhammad Habib. I'm representing the chairman of this Al-Ansar Multipurpose Association, Karkasara.
Right. What about you, sir?
I am Nouriao Abdullah, the treasurer at Al-Ansar Educational Development Association, Karkasara.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, sir.
My name is Sadiq Usman Hussein, a staff member of Al-Ansar Purpose Development Association, Karkasara.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Welcome. Now, what is this association all about? I want to talk about Al-Ansar. In fact, what is the meaning of the word Al-Ansar?
Good. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahlan wa anta taj'alul hazna idha shi'ta sahlan. This means you're asking the brief history of this association.
Yes, sir.
Well, this association emerged as a non-political party association, and the association derived its name to reflect the helping relationship, courageous and the spirit of brotherhood adopted by the people of Medina on welcoming the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam after Hijrah. This means that that's all about the word Al-Ansar. Yes. And continuation regarding the history of this multipurpose association, the association came into being on the 14th November 1999. After many sittings, consultations, and observations, the association is an avenue for assisting in the educational development of our younger children, youth, and adults. So they should realize their position within the society and the role they are expected to play for the development of their society.
All right, thank you very much. We're talking about the history of the association.
Yes.
Now, looking at the history of the association, Malam Sadiq was discussing something with me about something that happened in 1999 that led to that. Please, can you share that with us, please?
Okay, that time in 1999, there was a mass failure
All right.
in NECO.
Okay.
So,
NECO.
in NECO. So the association, members of Al-Ansar Association, sit down that day thinking, what is the way out? What is the causative agent of we, the members, cause us to fail in NECO? So this is the Al-Ansar emerged.
Okay.
Yes, so we sit down and set the program out. Okay, we said, okay, no problem. Now, what is the way out? We arrange the program, Al-Ansar, to participate in teaching.
Fine.
And extra lesson in how our youth or those who are in secondary school pass their egg as well as milk.
Okay. So you're saying that it was an observation, as a result of an observation that you observed in 1999.
1999.
Now, because we're looking at there are two intentions for bringing you here, sir. One, to make students aware that there are various help available for them free of charge, and then to encourage other people to have that patriotic spirit. Now, I want to know, the people that formed that station that day, that sat down together, were there big men amidst them, like people, okay, because they were in charge of education in the state, that's why they did that, or they just did it out of their own mind?
So we did it out of our own mind.
All right. Thank you very much. So, like, can you give us some names of people that were there that day that started the association?
Yes. For example, we have Malam Abba. Now he is studying in abroad, Turkey.
Okay.
Yes, doing his masters.
Okay.
And we have one man, Malam Awad.
Okay.
So he is a lecturer, present lecturer in Al-Ansar College of Education.
Okay.
So and many more.
All right. Thank you very much. With this, we can see that you don't have to be a politician before you can assist your community, particularly in education. I personally discovered that there are so many things you can do to assist Nigeria without being in power. There are so many, there are small, little things. Now, let's look at something together. There is the primary school, and even let's start from kindergarten. In the primary school now, you start from kindergarten, and then easily you move to nursery. From nursery, you don't have to write any common entrance exam to come into primary school. Then from our primary school, it's almost not difficult to get secondary school. Now, the problem has now been that moving from secondary school to our institution is not as easy as moving from to other phases. Now, I think, how has your association been able to help in that regard?
Okay, well, in our program we divided the classes. We have commerce class, commerce class, science class, and art class.
Okay.
So in that categories, we invited among us lecturers, qualified teachers, those who can impart the knowledge in that area.
Okay.
I hope you get the point. So in that time, so we always invite people who are knowledgeable to come and help us in finding out how our student there can scale both in, as I said earlier, egg, NECO, and JAM.
All right.
So this is the way we are.
Of course, and that has been the problem. Passing WAEC, passing NECO, passing. All right. But on the why, what can you say has been your response? Let me come to you, sir. Okay, maybe students that have been coming to you, what results have you been getting from them? What improvement, looking at their outcome in WAEC, NECO, and JAM, could you say that you have been achieving your aims?
Yes, but before then, I have to add some point out of what he said. As you are aware, every association starts from small to the high level.
Okay.
We commence the association by helping the student to pass their WAEC, NECO, and possibly qualifying examinations. But nowadays, we move to guide the student what is the career choice, what they're supposed to do when they move ahead.
Oh, fine.
This is what we are doing now. After after coaching them, we have to guide them where they are heading to.
Okay.
Now we have many students in Bayero University, in Northwest University, in Rimi College of Education, and there are many that even passed through the Al-Ansar. They are now medical doctors, engineers, and many others in this program that state government is doing to take people abroad.
So some of your students benefited from the scholarships.
Exactly. We even train the students where they are studying in higher institutions to find what is the outcomes, what is the impact of what we did to them, and we look at the positive things that are coming.
Of course, your students are here. We will hear from them. That's not a problem. Now, but sir, if I may ask you, sir, can you enumerate just few points? I know you said you teach. Is it only teaching? Are there other programs you do to assist students? Because the reason why we are addressing this is because we want students. They are having problems because I've discovered that many students immediately they fail their first attempt in WAEC. Especially students from poor backgrounds. You just I can't make it again. I cannot go to secondary school again. I don't have money for tutorial classes, and they just sit back. So that's why I'm addressing this. Are there other things you do for students apart from teaching them, like programs that you organize or something?
Really, of course.
Fine.
Really, of course. It's not only that, because sometimes we have some students that cannot take the educational responsibility of themselves.
Okay.
So we tried to the best we could to see that they further their education by sponsoring them. Some we do buy germ forms and so on. Because this issue of extra lesson classes, it is, as just said by my colleague, well arranged in the sense that almost all the key subjects, we give extra lesson on almost all the key subjects,
Okay.
most especially like English language, mathematics, chemistry, biology, economics, government, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So you find out that the coach we gave them is I can't say it's not enough, but there is need for some poor students to be paid.
At least to assist them in another way.
Yes, we do assist them.
All right.
In one way or the other, we have to try to the best we could to see that they are engaged in the small-scale businesses, so that they will be having the income for sponsoring themselves. Yes.
Okay. Are there other things that you have to add? Maybe you have some other programs that you've done? All right. Thank you very much, sir. So far, if you're going to look at, like, how many students in this kind of state would you say, okay, on the average, program has impacted, they have affected? On looking at on that, because I'm aware that your session started in 1999. That's about 50 years ago. So on the average, like, how many students do you think your program has really assisted?
Well, I can't actually imagine, because our aim is not to be calculating or thinking of the number of students, but all I know is this thing helped immensely, in the sense that now you can see that we have students in the School of Nursing, we have medical doctors, said by my colleague, we have lecturers in the Northwest universities, and so on and so forth. So you see, if you look at it in a broader sense, you see that this issue of this program renders by the multipurpose association is spreading. The only thing is now we are trying to the best we could to see that our students or the students within our locality or in the state are aware of this association. That's what now we are trying to do, and we do this by maybe going to the media or pasting papers advertising for this program.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But all I know, I can't guess exactly. I can't.
Of course, for about 15 years.
Exact number.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay. But how have you been able to continue? Because I know that the people that were there 15 years ago that started the organization, not all of them are still around now. As he was talking, he said one of them is abroad. So have you been able to get people like you were not there when they started the station, right? In 1999. So how did you come in? How are others coming in to assist so that how are you be able to achieve continuity on the initiative?
Well, what we did is sometimes some of the students we taught there, we trained after they studied in the university or any tertiary institution,
Okay.
They come back to us and do contribute because they know this association is or it render its programs free of charge. And one thing,
yes, sir.
The little what you are supposed to do is you can give your contribution in the educational sector or development of the society. Yes, that's what we try to do, to see that some we invite them and some they come
on their own.
Yes, on their own volition, on their own willing.
Okay.
They do come and give their own quota.
Okay.
Because education is the bedrock of every society. Yes, so actually this is one of the main
ways why you are able to continue. But may I ask you, sir, how do you raise your funds? Like, of course, you are using a place, either rented or you built it. You are using chalk. Do you understand? You take transport fare to the place where you lecture. Do you understand? You say you paste posters at times. You run programs. You give money out to students. How do you raise your funds?
Raise
your fund. How do you get the money for your programs?
This education matter is in my hands. So I like it. And as I said, I was a student in 1995. Most of the teachers that so I said, okay, what can I do? No matter whether I'm or not, I must come back and Al-Ansar associate them with the little knowledge I got. Okay. I forget them. So I use my pocket money to transport myself. Even the money, for example, I got from other job, try to put them in an appropriate way. When our student wants a textbook, we can use our own money to buy him a textbook or a chalk. So this is why we keep saying we need help from, for example, non-governmental organizations, NGO, or even government. So at times, when we are conducting this, when our program is always continue, so most of the people can, okay, what do you want?
All right.
What do you want to say? Okay, what can you do? We give him a choice because this non-governmental organization is not sponsored by anybody. So we organize it for the past 15 years and it is still working. I forget the point. So this is why we arrange everything. Well, if somebody come, so what do you want? Because what you are doing is really important, so I want to contribute. So we may ask him, in fact, are you going to teach or are you going to help us with your money?
Okay.
Oh, what can you do? Is it teaching materials? Are you going to offer us? We give him a choice.
Okay.
When we give him, okay, he will, after he chooses, say, okay, bring your contribution.
All right.
So this is.
Thank you very much. So in essence, most of the things you have been, the materials you've been using, money and your resources,
yes,
has been from your own personal hands.
Yes.
That's why we're encouraging that there are so many things that individuals can do for this nation. You don't have to be in power, you don't have to be in government, you don't have to be a rich man before you can contribute. The little you can do will go a long way to assist the younger ones. You know what I imagine? There are some people that they can, on their chest pocket, they can, if their chest pocket were big enough, they can have 100,000 there when they are going out, and it's not a problem. Whereas, if somebody were to have 5,000 naira, it will change his history for 1 month. So, the little that we have can be a big blessing to some other younger ones. So I want to encourage, in fact, when you look at people that are in the studio today, we are all young men. The little that you can do to assist, please do. All right. I think.
In addition to that, please, typical example is we came here with our money. We transport ourselves to the RTV. I hope you get the point.
Yes, sir.
So that's why we don't care whether you can come and contribute or not. So inshallah, our association will continue for everlasting.
All right. Thank you. But if I may ask, what has been your experience with students? I think I want each of you to contribute on that. Students that have been coming to you, what have been your experience with them? What do you feel? Because when we look at the students, when they write WAEC, I've been making attempts to bring the brand controller of WAEC to this place, or NECO, either of them. Now, but I want to ask you, what do you think is really the problem with our students? You know, when we write exam, we will say we wrote exam, and then when the result come out, we say, they gave me F. Why gave me F? Do you understand? So, what do you think has been a problem of students? Can you just, anyway, so that our students at home can learn? Let me hear from you first.
Okay, you know, according to my understanding, the failure of examination lies on the student.
How?
Yeah, I can give you a typical example.
Just give us.
Yeah, number one, I sat for my WAEC in 2011.
Right.
So when I brought everything to me, material as reading, most of my friends calling me, you are a mad. Why can't you go to the private school and full your money there so that you can pass? Then I gave it everything. I said, okay, now I am a teacher. I'm teaching in Al-Ansar. So the Al-Ansar put me in 2005. How could I cheat them? Because in those days there was a qualified teacher there. So I passed 9 credits, 9 credits. So here the first is.
So sorry. Are you saying you were taught also by this organization?
Yes,
Before you wrote your
yeah,
WAEC?
before I wrote my WAEC.
And you had what?
Pardon?
When you wrote your exam, what was your result?
9 credit, not F9,
Right.
as our people say. Yes. So you may find out that, and you may understand that. If we take this point into the logical conclusion, you know, the failure of examination lies in the student. For example, I know if you know who you are, really, you really understand what is the system of education in Nigeria, you can sit down and, okay, now I went to the school, an English teacher taught me a particular subject. Come back home, buy a material, read. The more you read, the more you know. The more you know, the more you understand. I hope you get the point. Yes. Go back go to the market, ask your father or mother, give you some money to go and purchase. Most of them, there are materials there. For example, chemistry, physics, we have WAEC started in 1988. So from 1998 to date, there is the first question papers. Go and purchase, read them. Buy a different test. For example, I'm a teacher of economics. So always what am I encouraging my student is go through the past question papers and answers. After that, don't rely on your teacher. Only teacher is a guide. Always teacher is a guide. Yes, it's a guide. Teacher is a mirror. Okay. The more you show you the way, the more you follow.
All right.
And after that, I will not always keep saying use only one textbook. No, different textbook. For example, 3 fundamental economics, comprehensive economics, and maybe certificate of economics. Gather them, open them, read them. Why? Because if I could remember in 2010, when I was doing my TP in SAS, School for Early Study, when the teacher gave me all the materials and the syllabus, I found out that after I read all the syllabus at the bottom of the paper, at the end of the paper, I found out that the Ministry of Education used 6 economics textbooks before they compiled their syllabus. This is another idea. This is why I keep saying don't rely on one textbook. And don't rely on your teacher. And even don't rely only on your friends. So we have different examples here. So this is the way this is the tidbit of the experience. Because of the time, I can stop here.
I think you came to a very important point that I want to address, because when I came to Kano State, I taught some students, about 80 students. I think one of them is here. I discovered that many of them, the government has tried. They've gotten you textbooks. You don't pay school fee.
Yes.
Now, many of them had never seen the past question series. They had never seen it before. And they were in SS3 waiting. Maybe they had just 1 month to WAEC. So once you have a student, there is what we call series. It's actually a compilation of WAEC past questions from 1988 till the last, whatever year you are buying it. Take, for example, if you are buying this year, you will get till the last year, that's 2013. So by the time you are able to go through this, I know one thing I've discovered. Many examiners, they don't have time to set new questions. There is no way if you go through 10-year past question, maybe you take from 1993 till 2013, question on chemistry, and then you get to exam one, you will not find at least two.
Exactly.
Are you understanding me? So I think one of the major problems of our students is because of their own laziness, or so to speak, their poor orientation about education. Many of them, the problem they are having is because they're not seeing anything serious in education. Let me just go to school and then when I finish, I'll find a trade to do. No, there is something great you can achieve with education. So I don't know if there are other things maybe you want to add to what he said. Like, what has been your experience with students? What do you think is really important? He has mentioned some of them. I don't know if you have anyone to add.
Well, before I add, I think he said that the failure on the issue of examination should be shouldered on students alone. No, it is contributory.
Okay.
Yes, many factors are involved.
All right.
Yes, many factors are involved. Financial, environmental factor, behavioral, whatever. Many factors are involved. Okay. But I believe he take one of them, which is
the students. Yes, the students part.
Yes, yes, of course. So that's about that.
Okay.
First of all, what I learned or experienced as a teacher is that students need a motivation. I hope you get the point.
All right.
Looking at the economic situation, I hope you understand. Environmental factors do contribute with regard to the education of our younger ones. So what I learned or I understood was that these students or the students of nowadays need a strong motivation, meaning an encouragement. You have to be encouraging them all the time. You have to show them that, look, the fact that you haven't enough pocket money, you don't have 3 meals square, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't read. I hope you're getting me. So I understand that this factor or this experience, number one, they need motivation.
All right.
So that's what I did all the time I come to class. What I try to do before I start delivering my lesson, I have to encourage them. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
I have to try to the best I could to see that the environment itself becomes life. I hope you get the point.
Fine.
You know what happened. I know the government is doing its best and our community, but you look some of the environments, it's not well lit.